On the banks of a sparkling river stood a tall, majestic jamun tree, its branches laden with ripe purple fruits. High up in its dense foliage lived a clever and cheerful monkey named Raktamuka. Though he relished the delicious jamun fruits, he often felt lonely, longing for companionship. As the golden sunlight filtered through the leaves, he gazed down at the flowing river, wondering if he would ever find a friend. The crocodile's arrival. One day, as Raktamuka sat on his branch, savoring a sweet jamun, he noticed a movement in the water below. A large, green-gray crocodile named Karalamuka slowly emerged from the river, his body dripping with water, his eyes filled with curiosity. "Hello, monkey. That fruit you're eating looks delicious," the crocodile called out. Raktamuka, delighted to have someone to talk to, peered down with a smile. "They are. Would you like to try some?" Sharing of fruits, eager to share, Raktamuka plucked a few jamuns and tossed them down to Karalamuka. The crocodile caught them in his open mouth, his powerful jaws closing around the juicy fruits. As the sweet taste filled his mouth, his eyes lit up with joy. "These are amazing," Karalamuka exclaimed. From that day on, the monkey and the crocodile became friends. Every day, Raktamuka would toss down fruits, and they would chat and laugh together, enjoying each other's company. Daily friendship ritual. Time passed, and their friendship grew stronger. The riverbank became their special meeting place. Each morning, they greeted each other with the rising sun. By noon, they shared fruits and stories. In the evenings, as the sun dipped below the horizon, they bid farewell, looking forward to the next day. Though they lived in different worlds, one in the trees, the other in the water, their bond seemed unbreakable. The crocodile's home. One evening, Karalamuka returned home with a few jamun fruits for his wife. His home was a cozy underwater den, surrounded by aquatic plants. His wife, a larger and more ornate crocodile, tasted the fruits and widened her eyes in delight. "These are so sweet," she exclaimed. But then, her expression darkened as a cunning thought entered her mind. "If the monkey eats such delicious fruits every day," she said slyly, "imagine how sweet his heart must be." "I want to eat it." Karalamuka was taken aback. "But he is my friend." His wife glared at him. "If you love me, you will bring me that monkey's heart." The wife's demand. From that moment, Karalamuka was in turmoil. He loved his wife, but he also valued his friendship with Raktamuka. Torn between loyalty and love, he hesitated. But his wife was relentless. She refused to eat and demanded that he bring her what she desired. Left with no choice, Karalamuka reluctantly agreed, his heart heavy with guilt. The invitation. The next day, Karalamuka swam to the jamun tree as usual, forcing a smile to hide his true intentions. "Dear friend," he said cheerfully, "you have always been so kind to me. I'd like to invite you to my home. My wife would love to meet you." Raktamuka was surprised but excited. "Really? That sounds wonderful." But something about the crocodile's smile made him feel slightly uneasy. Still, trusting his friend, he accepted the invitation. The journey begins. Raktamuka climbed down and carefully settled on Karalamuka's broad back. As they moved through the water, the monkey held on tightly, feeling the cool spray of the river against his fur. The jamun tree slowly faded into the distance. "This is fun!" Raktamuka laughed, though a small voice inside him whispered that something was off. Midstream revelation. As they reached the middle of the river, where no shore was in sight, Karalamuka suddenly slowed down. His expression changed from friendly to serious. "My friend," he said gravely, "I must tell you the truth. I am taking you home because my wife wants to eat your heart. I am sorry, but I have no choice." Raktamuka froze. His heart pounded. Below him, the river stretched endlessly, deep and dangerous. There was no escape. The clever deception, despite his fear, Raktamuka's mind worked quickly. He took a deep breath and put on a calm face. "Oh, my dear friend," he said smoothly. "Why didn't you tell me earlier? I would have gladly given my heart to your wife. But what?" Karalamuka asked, confused. "I don't carry my heart with me. I keep it safe in the jamun tree." Karalamuka blinked in surprise. "Really?" "Yes, let's go back and I'll fetch it for you." Return to shore. Believing the monkey's clever lie, Karalamuka quickly turned around and swam toward the jamun tree. He paddled as fast as he could, eager to complete his task. On his back, Raktamuka sat upright, his eyes fixed on the approaching shore. He was ready. The escape. As soon as they reached the riverbank, Raktamuka sprang into action. With one powerful leap, he jumped from Karlamuka's back and landed on the lowest branch of the jamun tree. Karlamuka gasped in shock. "Wait, where is your heart?" Raktamuka laughed. "You fool! My heart is inside me, where it belongs. How could I take it out and keep it somewhere else?" Final confrontation. From the safety of the high branches, Raktamuka looked down at Karlamuka. His voice was firm, but tinged with disappointment. "I trusted you, Karlamuka. I thought we were friends, but you let greed and deceit come between us." Karlamuka hung his head in shame. He knew he had lost not just the monkey's heart, but also his friendship. The lesson learned. Defeated, Karlamuka slowly turned and swam away. The ripples in the water shimmered under the setting sun, marking the end of their friendship. Raktamuka watched him go, his heart heavy yet wise. To remind Karlamuka of the trust he had broken, he plucked a jamun fruit and tossed it into the water. As the crocodile disappeared into the depths, Raktamuka whispered, "A true friend values trust over everything else." And with that, he climbed back into the safety of his tree, his heart intact and his wisdom deeper than before. Moral of the story: wit and intelligence can outsmart even the greatest danger. But most importantly, never betray the trust of a true friend. That's the story.